Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're going to do my go-to easy everyday makeup look that is also perfect for those of you in summer right now as well. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. So what I wanted to show you guys today is just kind of my go-to very easy fuss-free makeup look. Now this, if I'm not talking and showing you guys on YouTube, literally would take me maximum like 15 minutes. But obviously because I'm going to be talking, it's going to take a little bit longer than that. And also what I would recommend to you guys is I've devised this like everyday makeup routine for like my makeup preferences and how I like my makeup to look. So if I use steps that you're like, oh, that's a bit much for an everyday, or I don't really need that, just chop and change it to suit your skin type, your makeup preferences, that kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Everything will be linked in the description box down below that I use. If you shop through them, they are affiliate links. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate the support for my little channel here. First up, we need some lip balm, and I'm just going to take the Maracuja Juicy Lip from Tarte in Primrose. We're going to do eyes first like normal, and I'm going to dip into the Byredo palette today because these are really a soft, beautiful, fuss-free, everyday formula, and the shades here are just a really nice, summery, easy, fuss-free, can't say that enough, tone. So I'm going to start by picking up my Refa 15 and going into this shadow right here first. You don't have to use this palette, obviously, just use any shades. Did I say I primed with my Revy eye primer, by the way? Because I did. Just use any brown shades that you have in your collection. Anything that feels like your everyday kind of tone is what I recommend. And I'm just going to start by buffing this through the crease, and then I will also put this all over the lid. I just kind of brush it on like this, nice and soft. This is kind of like my go-to everyday makeup that I'll do. I guess it's also like my version of latte makeup a little bit. Like I did the recreating the latte makeup look last week on my channel, where I followed the actual makeup artist that created that trend. And I followed her tutorial exactly, and it was beautiful, but it just wasn't quite how I would do my makeup for that kind of a look. So I guess this is my version of that look, if you will, and just my everyday, very fuss-free. I gotta go because I'm in a rush and I'm running late and I want to look really put together look. So Refa 14 now, and I'm going to go into a little bit of this shade. And generally if I'm in a rush, I will keep my tones to quite a straight down the line neutral tone, because half the time I wouldn't have figured out what I'm going to wear for the day yet. I always do that last. Don't ask me why. And I will try and make my makeup look be a look that will just suit any kind of color that I might throw on if I'm running late. If I'm not running late, I'll figure out what I'm going to wear beforehand, or figure out what makeup look I want to do beforehand and then tailor my clothes to suit that kind of thing. Anyone else do that? I like to tailor my clothes to my makeup because I don't really care so much about my clothes as much as I do about what makeup I'm using for the day. So I'm going to leave that there for now. I like to use a cream eyeshadow quite a lot, like as a one and done or just as a quick little fuss-free look on the everyday. So I'm going to take Victoria Beckham Honey. Let's see if it will focus. There you go. I really, really like Honey as just a really soft everyday neutralish look. I'm going to take it on my finger and just lightly press it on the lid. You just wanna, you can build it up or sheer it out as much as you like, really. I'm just gonna take that Refa 14 with this shadow again, and I might just mix in a touch of the dark brown, actually, the dark brown matte. Just a little mix, and I'll just tap that, kind of just marry this outer corner together a little bit, like so. Just like that. So we're going to leave the eyes here for now and move on to our face. For my base, I will usually use my Milk Hydro Grip in the summer because I do have combination skin in summer, and this just really extends the longevity of my foundation throughout the day, which is what I want. You just can't go past this personally, but this is the kind of product that you either love it or you hate it. For summer, I do also like to take a little bit of my Yummy Blurring Balm from Danessa Myricks. This one is just the translucent shade, and I just pick a little bit up, not too much, because you can have too much of this product. And I just kind of do this, and I just press it into my T-zone, and it's got that Upsilite technology in it. And so what it's going to do is keep my T-zone oils at bay for pretty much the whole day. And I really do feel like, or find, sorry, that this really works for that. So if you have combo oily skin, you might like this as a primer. Again, this is where you'll tailor the products to your skin. You might have extra dry skin, in which case you might want to just use like a real juicy moisturizer or something, or you might have even more oily skin than me and you might want to put like a full-on mattifying primer on. For color corrector today, I'm going to go in with the Sigma light to medium, and I just do the darker shade first and then put the lighter one on top. This is just a Rare Beauty concealer brush. If I am putting makeup on, I am putting color corrector on because I need it. There's just no point in doing concealer if I'm not going to. My under eyes are too dark and discolored. Just going in with the light shade now. I just find they marry really well together. I'm not having the best skin day today. It's a bit hormonal today, but that's okay. So for my summer foundation, you can use a tinted moisturizer. I do like the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. It's just too dark for me right now because we're in winter where I live, so my skin's extra pale. So I also really like this Ellis Faas S11, it's the Ellis Faas foundation, and my shade is S11NN. But this is such a lightweight, natural finish, barely feels like you're wearing anything, wears super well kind of foundation. This is just a BK 101. So I am just going to apply this. So if I want something that feels like I'm basically not wearing any foundation and just gives a nice even layer of light coverage to my skin, this is the one I like to go for. I also really like the Pat McGrath Labs foundation for this kind of style. But I have to be careful because that does have coconut in it. So this one is ingredient friendly for me. You also don't need a specific foundation for this. Like if you just have like one foundation and it's more of a full coverage foundation, but you do want to like wear something a bit more lighter coverage, just mix in some moisturizer or a couple of drops of face oil into your full coverage foundation, and it's like the same thing as a tinted moisturizer, honestly. Concealer, I'm going to mix together my One Size and my Givenchy. One Size is light 1R, Givenchy is N95. If you don't have dark under eyes or pigmented under eyes like I do, you could totally just go in with the Givenchy. Like if I didn't need as much coverage or like as much coverage on my under eyes as I do, I would just wear the Givenchy. And honestly, sometimes I do just, use the color corrector and the Givenchy for a more lighter coverage, but today I need the coverage, I'll be honest with you. So again, I usually just tailor this to like what my skin and under eyes are looking like on the day. And then I just blend this out with a BK 109. Now this step you can totally skip if you are time poor. I'm going to take some of my Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. I always do cream bronzer and powder bronzer, like I always layer like this. I just like to, but if you are time poor or you don't like using cream products because your skin's oily, skip it. Or if you're the opposite and you don't usually use powder and you usually only use cream products, then don't do the powder steps. But I like to layer my makeup in thin layers because of the humidity and my oily skin. It just makes it last all day without budging. So I'm not putting a lot on, it's just really thin layers. This is my Sonia G buffer brush, by the way. For my under eye powder, I'm going to take my Make Beauty. I always use a different under eye powder to the rest of my face powder because my under eyes are, I don't know, they're just more difficult, and I just find this works for me. Usually what I have to put on the rest of my face doesn't work for my under eyes. So I just press that underneath there. And the Make powder just adds this beautiful level of like filtered coverage on my under eyes. I just really like it, but it does not work on the rest of my face for some reason. I don't know why. This was a BK 113, by the way. And again, if you are dry, maybe just skip all these steps, it's up to you. Now, if it is summer and it is humid, I am going to use my Laura Mercier Ultra Blur powder. There is nothing like Laura Mercier powder for summertime, let me tell you. Now, if I am having a combination skin moment where my skin really is going quite oily, especially through the T-zone, I will take a powder puff and set my T-zone with the powder puff, which you guys haven't seen me do in a while because my skin has actually been more normal, only slightly oily lately. But one of the reasons as well why I'm filming this is because I am going to Bali. Actually, I'll probably be in Bali while you see this, and it's very humid over there and my skin will be oilier. And I wanted to show you guys, I forgot to say this at the start, I wanted to show you guys kind of the makeup that I would do on my vacay. So this is also kind of quick, easy vacay makeup. So I would press this all over the face if I was in a very oily climate. And there's just, as I mentioned, there's just nothing like Laura Mercier setting powder. It will just set and forget your face. And then if you have extra oily skin, I really recommend the Oma Beauty Trip and Smooth. That stuff locks in place all day. Does not budge, even more so than the Laura Mercier, to be fair. Face is set. I am gonna go quickly off camera and do my brows. No difference there, and then we'll come back and finish everything else up. Brows are on, and it's just, if you've seen my brow routine before, it's not changed. It's very simple. Just do your brows how you want, okay? Everyone's brows are different. I'm gonna take a BKA 504, and I'm gonna do a mixture of these two shadows. Just gonna run that lightly. I don't like to go too deep on my under eyes if it's like a really soft everyday look, because I find that it can make me look really tired. For the inner corner, I'm just going to take a little bit of this. You could also just use your highlight, or you could just skip it altogether. It's up to you. If you did an all matte look, I would do like just a whiter or a very pale matte shadow. It's just whatever you like. I wouldn't necessarily do eyeliner, but I feel like for today I'm going to. So I'm going to take the Victoria Beckham Bronze Satin Kajal in my top waterline. And then just the brightener in my lower waterline. Then I'm just going to take my Victoria Beckham mascara, because this is a tubing mascara, so it's not going to like melt off or anything if I get too hot. Not that I don't personally have that issue with mascaras ever, but I just like tubing mascaras, and some are the best personally. Depending on the vibe, if I'm going for like a really bronzy look like this, a bit more warm tone leaning, I will go for a more warm toned bronzer. But if I have more of a cool tone, because sometimes I'll do the exact same kind of eye look like this, but it'll be cool toned, actually a lot of the time. So if my look is more cool toned, I'll go for a more cooler leaning bronzer. It just depends on the vibe, but I think for summer especially, or like vacay, it'll be more of a warm tony bronzer. Make it, especially a sunny beach vacay, make it look like I actually got a tan a little bit, you know? For highlight and blush and stuff, I always, again, I layer a light layer of cream product and then a light layer of powder product just to really set in the makeup for my skin. So I'm gonna go quite bronzy. I like, well, this kind of translates quite sheer on the actual face, this Gucci highlighter. But I love just how like glowy and ethereal and natural this cream highlighter is. Like, oh, it's just impeccable. And it's very lightweight. Sometimes I'll skip the powder highlight though, just because this is so natural and juicy. But if I feel like I'm going, like especially if I'm going outside a lot for the day, I'll set it. So I'm gonna take some of my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood, I think it's Hollywood Glow Glide, yeah, in Champagne Glow. This is just a Smashbox brush, and I'm just going to lightly set that here. I like to be glowy in summer, I shan't lie, like, but strategic glow. I can't go the juiced up skin. Like, you know how some people in summer are like, I don't want any powder, I just want like juicy, dewy foundation and blah, blah, blah. Oh God, it would just run down my face. Like there's no point, it would be off within an hour. So I like to do the glow look while still being able to keep my makeup on my face for the whole day. For a cream blush, I love using the Chanel Le Beige's Water Fresh Tint Blushes. This is in Intense Coral. So I just put it on the back of my hand and like stamp it in with a brush. These are just like, because they're like a water-based, they are the thinnest layer of pigment on the skin. They look so natural. but it feels like you're pretty much wearing nothing on your face. It is fantastic, like utterly fantastic. And you can build these up, like you can build these pigments up, sorry, to be incredibly pigmented if you want, or you can really sheer them out. And honestly, this product is incredible. I truly love it. I know some people really don't like it, but I honestly find it to be so natural and flawless and seamless on the skin. You honestly don't even really need to set that. It has no tact to it. I like to, just because of my skin type, but you don't need to if you don't want to. For powder blush, really anything goes. It just depends on the color. Today I'm going to take my Organza Cien from Givenchy. I'm going to take this on a Smashbox brush. I just pick up whatever's in the cap, really. I love this color. I like to go for like it looks like a color that I've been like sunburnt naturally. That's the kind of blush color I like to do really year round, but also in summer, mainly in summer. And I like to just bring it really lightly, like across my nose here, just so it looks like I've been sunburnt. And then I will just also dust it around the perimeter of my face where I bronze, just slightly, so that it all kind of blends in. And don't worry if I look crazy, it's gonna tame down. Now comes the setting spray part. And if I need my makeup to, like if you have combination skin, oily skin, get this setting spray. It really works, and your foundation, like your makeup is not going to budge all day, I swear to you. And that is the Milk Makeup Blur Setting Spray, or Matte Setting Spray, I can't remember what it's called. If you have dry skin or normal skin, do not use this, okay? It is going to make you too matte. So all you do is just spray it. And then I actually then get my sponge and just lightly pat it all in. But you just want to let it sit for about a minute, because it will like set and kind of blur and like mattify over the minute. Sometimes I'll actually just do that through my T-zone and then go in with like the Charlotte Tilbury or the Milk Makeup or the Lisa Eldridge on the outer perimeter. It just depends on my skin on the day. I don't know if you can see, it just like, don't mind that, that's just a little pimple there, but like it just really mattifies and blurs everything down, and it's just going to like, it's going to wear so lovely. And like within an hour, my skin will have warmed up a little bit, so I'll have a little bit more glow to it, right? Right now it probably looks a touch flat, but like once my skin warms up a little bit, it will all kind of come together really beautifully. But that's also why I say if you have dry skin, or normal, like this will probably be too much for you, go for your like normal setting spray. For lips in the summer, I like to keep it really, really fuss free as well. So I'm going to take this Tower 28 lip liner in Work of Art. And then I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow in Apricot Glow. I like using these kind of products in summertime or on vacation or whatever, where I don't want to have to worry about what my lip product is doing. I want my lips to be like hydrated and moisturized throughout the day, especially in the heat. And I can just throw this on, know that the pigment's going to last a really decent amount of time, and then anytime I want to touch up, I can just dab it on and go kind of thing. So that's what I love doing when I'm on vacation or in like a lot of humidity or heat. So let me go figure out how to style my hair and all that jazz, and we'll zoom out and see this finished look, shall we? Alrighty friends, this is my finished easy breezy go-to summer vacay everyday, because I would wear this in the winter here, you know, makeup look. Whatever you want it to be, makeup look. This is kind of, if I'm in a rush and I need to get out the door and I don't want to think about it and I need it to be put together, this is pretty much what I'll go for, because it doesn't matter what I'm wearing or whatever, it will just kind of always look good. Let me know what you guys think of the look. Remember, you can always tailor this to suit steps that you like. If you don't like cream products, don't use them. If you don't like powder products, don't use them. You know, that kind of a jazz. What do we think of the hair? Let me know in the comments. Did I style it kind of okay? I feel like I did all right for my first day. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. And if you made it to this point, you know you're an absolute legend. I appreciate you so, so much. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.